why I love the month of December is because for me, December in our family, when I was growing up, was really an awesome month, especially the Christmas week or the Christmas, just before Christmas and into Christmas, because it was when the house was very quiet and peaceful and everyone was happy. Hi guys, welcome back to the Unafraid podcast with me. Honest conversations about life, love, healing, and growth. Now, right now, this just came to me like a few minutes ago, and I was like, okay, it's actually very, what's the word? It's ideal for the month that we're in. We're actually in the month of December, right? It's a Christmas season, it's a festive season, everybody's happy and everything. And I just wanted to make a comment. There's this statement, again, that people like to make. And they're like, oh, Lilian, you're such a strong woman. And I'm just like, crickets, you know? And I hear it a lot. I've heard it. I mean, there was a time when I was younger when that really used to pump me up and I was excited. You know, I'm like, yeah, I'm a strong woman. I'm an independent woman. You know, I can do it. And then I was like, it's reached a point I'm like, It's a trap. That is a trap. Yani, women who are strong, please, we don't want to be strong. Okay, I do not want to be strong. So that's actually the purpose of this podcast or this topic right now. Is I just realized, and let me give this example. The other day, we had an issue in the house, a plumbing issue. And so I called a plumber to come and check our shower heads, right, in the house. And so my nanny was having an issue with her shower head, and one of the other bathrooms was also having an issue. So I was like, okay, let's get a plumber. So this guy comes, and he's like, this is a problem. So he tweaks things, checks. Then as he's checking, the one that he's checking that didn't have an issue started having an issue. Okay? So I was like, wait, I asked you to come and fix this shower head. You've come and touched this one because you wanted to see something. But now this one is also having an issue. So guys, now I have two problems. I started with one. Right? And I remember that day was one of those mornings where I was so busy. Like, I was like, I just want you to come and fix the shower head. Do your thing. Leave me. I go on with my day. But now he was there asking me questions. Oh, do we put this? Do I exchange? Do we buy another one? And I'm just like, guy, you're the plumber. But let me tell you what my biggest frustration was that day. Not really biggest, but what the frustration that I remember that I was frustrated about that situation was this. Sometimes I just don't want to think about shower heads. Like, why am I thinking about fixing bulbs and I don't know, electrical up? Like, this is why, guys, by the way, being single is awesome. But sometimes I'm like, hey, there's a case for getting married. In my head. Okay, I hear, there are people who are for and against marriage. You guys, I'm all for marriage. I want a partner. Yes. Because in my head, I imagine that if there's a man in the house, he'll be handling those problems that I should not be handling. Like, let me deal with the baby, or just feminine things. But I do not want to be talking about water or talking about electricity, sockets. I don't know what is broken in the house. And I'm like, why? Why are we doing this? Anyway, so that aside, the reason also why, something else I want to say is, about this month is, I love Decembers. So shower heads aside, I really love the month of December. And the reason why I love the month of December is because, for me, December in our family, when I was growing up, was really an awesome month, especially the Christmas week or the Christmas, just before Christmas and into Christmas, because it was when the house was very quiet and peaceful and everyone was happy. I grew up in a blended home, And if anyone has grown up in a blended home, you know how it is. I mean, there are very many personalities, so there are always a lot of bickering. But for whatever reason, December was always a very good time. We were very many in the household at a point. I remember we were so many kids. We had cousins and relatives and uncles and aunts. And I remember that, we used to really eat a lot on Christmas. I think that happens in all families. You eat and you eat and you eat, and on that day, everybody is happy compared to the rest of the year. So that's why I like Decembers. But my love for December even grew more when I had this experience in 2018. And it was not a very good experience. I found myself on Christmas Day. I remember that was the first Christmas holiday in my entire life where we didn't have anything. It was me and my daughter in the house, and I was broke completely. And that day, I didn't even tell. I was so broke that I did not tell my daughter it was Christmas. I don't know, guys, if you've ever been that broke.
I can relate.
Yeah, the guy behind the camera, Tevin, is like, he can relate. You're so broke. Like, usually on Christmas Day, you eat chapati, you eat chicken, there's nyam chom, there's all this. I mean, I remember my mom used to make, that was the day she'd be in the kitchen and she's making bacon, eggs, she's cooked pancakes. We wake up and we just find the table has been laid with awesome food. Awesome. So I was very used to that every Christmas. Even if we were tight financially in the family, Christmas Day was the day. Chapos are made, 2 packets, things like that. You eat the rare food. Hey, so when you're used to the good life. And then you wake up one day and you realize that you have to adult. And the adulting is not adulting. The math is not mathing. So I remember just thinking, what am I going to do? I haven't paid rent. I've released my nanny. I haven't paid her. My other family don't know what I'm going through because obviously I'm trying to be strong and I'm not sharing my problems. So I am suffering on my own in the leafy suburbs, in an apartment in the leafy suburbs. I'm too embarrassed to call for help because I'm in an apartment in the leafy suburbs. How do I say that I do not have food? What am I doing in these leafy suburbs in a nice fancy apartment and I cannot afford food on Christmas? So guess what we did? I didn't tell my daughter it was Christmas. We went to a supermarket near the place. We bought veggies. I remember we bought some traditional, Western vegetables. Came and made with some ugali. And we cooked. And there was I remember I had bought a huge bottle of water. And I served it as a normal day. And on that day, we just sat and watched TV. And my daughter did not know it was Christmas. But I think the reason why I also passed that test was because she was very young. So she didn't even know what Christmas was. So I was lucky. In fact, I was telling God, thank you so much that this child has no clue what is happening. But guys, that is when I realized how important it is to not be broke. Because I realized when you don't have anything, you're reduced to nothing and it's tough. So I remember calling one of my friends at that particular time who was also going through. In fact, we were involved in the same scenario, whatever was happening. And I remember calling her and I remember having this conversation on the phone and just telling her, chick, it's Christmas tomorrow. If we see 2019, because that was Christmas of 2018. And I remember saying, if I see 2019, then God wants us to be here. And so the reason why I like Christmas is because I am taken back to the moment whereby I have to realize that there are a lot of people out there who may be going through stuff. And it's really important to be there for people, especially in this season. So I really encourage you guys, spread love. Yeah, it's a nice season. The sun is out. We are enjoying. Yeah, and just be there for people. Like, reach out to people, find out how they are, because there could be someone in the leafy suburbs like me, just going to have ugali and sukuma wiki. Please, Aki, send them some chicken from Shags or something, kienyeji, something, you know. Be kind, and let's spread some love this season. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Like, subscribe, press that notification bell on YouTube. Yeah, and yeah, comment and let me know what else you want me to talk about in the next podcast.